What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is June the 11th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and where big money is gravitating towards today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off today, there's no data points, nothing like that, but similar to yesterday, you're already seeing a lot of articles referring to tomorrow, so Wednesday, about CPI as well as the Fed's decision rate. So clearly, a lot of fear in the market. So as a byproduct, the futures are slightly red right now, and plus the fear and greed index is at 47. I think yesterday it did peak around 49, so it's starting to pull down. Regardless, people's appetite for risk is still slightly there. But one thing that I really like to bring up is where, like I said, where big money is gravitating towards. I did pick the top stocks, obviously dependent on volume and kind of move and volatility, but at the same time, the volume has dramatically reduced. So I kind of do believe a lot of the articles that there is some level of hesitation in the broader market, just clearly waiting for a green thumb or good data coming out tomorrow. So today might be a very weird day, but SOFI right now, starting off with them, they're down slightly, 0.57% based off of no news, no SEC filings, as you can kind of see right here. So it is just going to be piggybacking off of the broader market. Shorts probably aren't going to be doing all that much today. Tomorrow, dependent on the data, they might be very, very active, but even yesterday they did return. So it's been, I think, 2 consecutive days that they have been returning. 17.28% of the free float is being shorted. And right now, just watch for this pivot point of $6.93. So that's going to be a strong support. And then vice versa, 707 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. And that was the high as of yesterday. So just stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of volatility, but hopefully SOFI does close above $7 and gets a nice little push coming from institutions. Moving on, this company right here, ticker's AKAN, is up almost like 12% pre-market. And this one's an interesting one because there is no news, no SEC filings, no rumors about this company whatsoever. So it's been a very weird scenario. And I think there's been a lot of those happening in 2024, just stocks that have done a recent reverse stock split, as you can kind of see right here. So on May the 23rd, they did a 1 for 40, but you also have them heavily shorted. So I think that's kind of a weird circumstance that the market generally likes for them to propel higher. Maybe just the risk versus reward is very beneficial. I'm not really sure. So let me know your thoughts on that. On a side note, this is what they do. So it is a UK based company in New Romney, if I'm saying that right. So aside from all of that though, 46% of the free float is being shorted. It is on the threshold list. So again, that could be one determining factor. Why it's going up is just market makers are rectifying the FTDs, why it's on the threshold list. So that could be one thing. But right now with it at $3.07, it is above this R3. And I'm even looking at the 4 hour. So just to zoom out, looking at, for instance, the 1 day, next strong support is going to be 138. Next strong resistance / target is going to be $9.56. So in my opinion, I do feel it is going to be somewhat constrained today because of the technicals, but what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. Another one that's getting good volume for, I guess, considering today is GameStop. No news, no new tweets from Roaring Kitty, so he's been relatively quiet. So he did post this, or 2 things yesterday, I believe, or over the last couple of days. You were a billionaire, and then this one right here. So yeah, I think definitely GameStop is a interesting play. I do have a limit order set for today, just in case it does dip to my kind of $22 range. But yeah, it's going to be very volatile. Shorts did return quite a lot yesterday, but 19.86% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 62.21 million shares overall are being shorted. So kind of just stay tuned for that. Moving on, Marathon, so ticker's MARA, it is down slightly over the last little bit. No news, no SEC filings, just merely piggybacking off of Bitcoin pulling back. So it's obviously correlated, and there has been a lag recently between miners and the price of crypto. So miners have been somewhat stagnant, so kind of shows that it's still correlated to some fashion, but Still something to kind of keep in mind. It is also heavily shorted. 23.94% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 64.61 million shares overall are being shorted. If you're looking at trading it right now with it at 18 and change, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 1657 is going to be the next strong support. I don't see that being touched whatsoever. Vice versa, 1934, and sorry, I should clarify, I don't see it being touched today, but 1934 is going to be that next strong resistance slash target, which similarly, I don't see it being touched. So it's probably just going to trade within this range. So just kind of refer to the 1 minute chart just for some strong support and resistance points if you are looking at trading it. So let me know your thoughts on that. And finally, ZIM. So this one is down 9%. Again, similar to the other company, there's no news, no SEC filing, so it has just been rather quiet for that, but they do have their dividend being issued today. Not the record date, but it's actually being paid today. So you can kind of see that right here, placed on June the 11th. So I'm not really sure the criteria of why it is going down. Maybe people just received their dividend and want to bounce out of the stock. So again, that could be one circumstance. At the same time, it's somewhat heavily shorted. So 15.3% of the free float is being shorted. Utilization is 26.77%. And I didn't actually dive deep into this. One thing that could have caused it to go down, this might be a stock dividend, because if that was a stock dividend, then this kind of makes sense. If it is a cash dividend, then not so much. So once again, just kind of keep that in mind. Right now with it at 1901, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 1516 is going to be that next strong support, which similar to the other ones is kind of extreme. I don't see it being touched, but there's a lot of wide gaps here. So just anticipate a lot of volatility in the foreseeable future. And then $19.45 is going to be that next strong resistance slash target, which given the circumstances of today, no actual news and maybe just the dividend being issued today, there might be a kind of buying opportunity essentially to push it closer to this pivot, but still I think there's going to be a lot of fear in the broader market, and that is going to cause a lot of pain. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Is there any stocks that you are buying today, or is there any stocks that you are selling? What have you been doing? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. This is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.